We are honoured to have the company of Right Reverend Peter Doyle, Bishop of Northampton, with us this evening. Good evening, Bishop Peter.
Hello.
And welcome to the shrine of the miraculous relic image of Our Lady of Guadalupe in the Church of the Holy Child and St Joseph, situated in the town of Bedford, which is some 50 miles north of London, the capital of England. Right, one or two questions I'd like to ask you, Bishop Peter. Please could you tell us a little of the history of the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe in the shrine in Mexico?
Of course, Sue. Back in 1531, a Mexican peasant called Juan Diego was travelling along, and Our Lady appeared to him on a barren hillside and asked him to build a church there. And he went to the local bishop, and bishops are a bit suspicious of these things, you know, and he found it very difficult to convince the bishop that Our Lady had appeared to him. And so he went back, and Our Lady asked him to pick some roses on this barren hillside. And there he found the roses, and he picked them, and he put them in his cape. It was made of cactus fibre, and Our Lady arranged the flowers, and he took them to the bishop. And when he opened his cape to show the bishop the roses, he found not only the roses, but also this image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And of course the bishop visited the site, and of course, as we know, a huge shrine was built there.
What's the connection between this relic, the one in Mexico, and the miraculous relic image housed here in Bedford?
Well, Pope St. John Paul II had an enormous devotion to Our Lady of Guadalupe, and he wanted every country in the world to have a relic image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And so I think 220 images were created and were, in a sense, made holy. They were in contact with the original image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and they were distributed around the world. And one of those images came to the UK in 2010 and was taken round many towns and cities around the UK. And in all the churches, there was a great welcome for the relic, but the greatest welcome was here in St. Joseph's, Bedford. And so at the end of the tour, Cardinal Nichols asked the Diocese of Northampton to be the steward of this relic image. And I thought it would be best if it was placed here in Bedford in St. Joseph's, where it was made so welcome. And so that's the connection between the original image and this relic image.
Which we now have in the shrine in Bedford. Yes, so thank you. But do you think the miraculous relic image is relevant in today's increasingly secular society?
Oh, very much so, very much so. As you know, Our Lady of Guadalupe is the protectress of unborn children, and certainly there is a need at the moment to promote the sanctity of life from the great cradle to the grave, and I think devotion to Our Lady of Guadalupe helps us to do that. So she's enormously relevant to our present society.
That's lovely to hear that. Is the devotion to the miraculous relic image well known outside the Bedford area?
It is. Well, I think, as we said, first of all, the relic image originally went round the UK, but now, thanks to the guardians of the relic of Our Lady of Guadalupe, arrangements are made for the relic to be taken to all the cathedrals around and churches that welcome her. So there's a great outreach through the guardians and by the relic.
Yes, I believe it's about 10,000 pilgrims venerated the image last year, I think.
Really?
I believe so, yes.
Very good.
And I gather the Guardians travelled about 2,500 miles as well. So
Right.
they've been quite busy, actually. Does the devotion appeal to any particular demographic, or...?
I don't think so. I mean, we've just celebrated the Mass of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I think it was evident from the community gathered here for Mass that young and old, middle-aged, different nationalities have all been drawn to this devotion in honour of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Which is lovely when everybody comes together, actually,
That's
isn't
right.
it? So,
That's right.
now, the Guardians of Our Lady of Guadalupe are a completely voluntary organisation based within your diocese and formed under your direction. How does their national remit reflect upon your ministry and on your diocese as a whole?
Well, I think it's a great boost for the diocese, for the local church in the Diocese of Northampton, that the work is being carried out by members of the diocese, and the relic image is being carried to so many different dioceses throughout England and Wales. And I think it's wonderful for our diocese. And we're only a small diocese in the middle of England.
True.
And I think it's wonderful that we're punching above our weight, really, in doing this. And I'm very grateful to the Guardians for what you're doing.
Well, I'd like to say thank you, Bishop Peter, for finding the time in your very busy schedule to come and visit us and answer these questions.
It's a great
Thank you very
pleasure,
much.
Sue. Thank you.